Hey eaters and big beautiful food lovers. The following video is an awesome contest with a lot of surprises. I didn't perform my best, but I'm still going to post the video, and at the end of the video I'll have my comments, and you guys can let me know what you think. It's a different video, and I'll never look at Oreos the same way.
Oh yeah, it's Isolation Nation. All of us at home and eager to get back to our routines. Luckily, for Major League Eating, the game is back on. This is the BetOnline Quarantine Challenge. All 8 competitors remain for tonight's second installment. We'll watch as 4 of them overthrow their challengers and advance victoriously to the semifinals. The food? Milk and cookies. Who doesn't love milk and cookies? It's a quarantine classic. Let's take a peek at the rules. Everyone gets 48 cookies and a half gallon of milk. Again, first to finish is the winner. The detritus time penalty remains in effect, and no reversals. Welcome aboard, I'm Richard Shea, isolated in my kitchen, but psyched to bring you an evening full of action. 4 head-to-head contests, thousands of dollars on the line. Of course, Major League Eating and BetOnline donating thousands of dollars to Feeding America. Pitch in if you can. Now, let's take a look at the bracket. Gideon with that upset in baloney means he is facing the 8th seed, Badlands Booker. Joey faces Coastal Arizona grad Michelle Lesko. Stoney versus Breeden. A lot of people think that's the tightest matchup of the night. And 2 competitors who are particularly close. Mickey Sudo locks horns with Nick Wary. And of course, you can wager on all of this. For more on tonight's odds, let's check in with our expert, Dave Mason of BetOnline. Hello, David.
Thank you. BetOnline Quarantine Entry Challenge Round 2 starts soon. Joey Chestnut is the plus 150 favorite to eat the 48 Oreos and a half gallon of milk, the fastest. Matt Stoney is coming in right behind him at plus 275 if you're looking for a long shot. Nick Wary and Michelle Lasco both pay out at 14-1. As far as the fastest time for Round 2, the over-under is 119.5 seconds. The slowest time for Round 2, the over-under is 269.5 seconds. Get on over to betonline.ag to make your last-minute bet.
Thank you, Dave. And now it's time to connect with Brooklyn, New York, where George Shea is in his kitchen and ready to talk about the action and the cookies.
Many people believe that milk and cookies is a kind of a garden variety throwaway category. It's not the case. In particular, with Oreos, which are dry, brittle, and sharp. This is going to be very difficult for the eaters. It is going to be punishing on the soft tissue of their mouth, the lips, the tongue, the palate, the cheeks. What you are going to see here today is a difficult journey, and the winner will be the one who can endure that. Let's get it going. It is go time! It's go time time! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off, Richard. First round of the quarterfinals, Gideon OG versus Badlands Booker, the big man. We've got Matt Stoney versus Darren Breeden. And take a look, you know, they're diving right in, most of them eating the cookies individually, 1 or 2 at a time. And Darren Breeden right now, a little tiny spill right there, but not too bad. But Darren Breeden seeming to pull into the lead in the early seconds.
Yeah, that might be a second for Darren, and if you look over there on the left side of the screen, Matt Stoney looked to get his kitchen install in before the lockdown. Darren, not so lucky. Must have some contractors on hold there if you look at that wall behind him.
Well, there's a little more work to do there, but he is clearly in his element, plowing through these Oreos. And I said it earlier, Richard, it's not so simple. You don't just put 5 Oreos in your mouth. It's much more difficult. They're very brittle. And take a look at Darren now. Listen to Darren. It's very aggressive. Can you hear that? He's doing 1, 2, 3 bites and the cookie goes down. 1, 2, 3 bites and the cookie goes down. Darren Breeden, it's a chew spike every time he puts the cookie in there. And listen to this, 1, 2, 3 and the cookie goes down.
Darren and OG, both here on our screen, both having a big time here in the quarantine challenge. I think we're going to see they're making their mark. I mean, OG is like, it's a Darius Smith level. It's a breakout, could be a breakout competition for both of these guys.
And look, we've seen a little bit of spillage coming from OG, who's really in his element as well. I have to say that Matt Stoney, who's going for sort of 2 cookies, bite, milk, 2 cookies, bite, milk, whereas Gideon is going 1 cookie, bite, milk, 1 cookie, bite, milk in that pattern. But it doesn't seem to me that Matt is actually enjoying this process. You can see it. It seems almost painful.
He looks like a pelican in Isla Morada, eating a fish, although last I checked, cookies don't have any bones, but he's certainly struggling getting them down.
And Badlands Booker seemingly pulling up the end. And look, Darren's coming to the very end here. And Richard, he's finished his milk. He's going on to the water. Devil may care. He does not care about the volume in his stomach. And there goes the water. Darren Breeden is done. 2:26. We're gonna have to apply a 2-second debris penalty there. 2:28. Oh my glory, Richard! That is clearly at this juncture a new world record for Oreo
Darren
cookies.
Breeden dancing into the end zone. OG finishing things up.
And look, wait a sec, Rich. Gideon OG's down on the table. He was licking the table with his mouth to get there. He's going. Gideon OG, my glory, 249 plus 2. I think we'll have to talk about that for a little bit debris. But Gideon OG down on the table, licking that table.
Badlands, unbelievable early exit, first of all, from Matt Stoney, but Badlands, like Peyton Manning in Super Bowl 50, just, I respect the man, but boy, that was slow.
And Rich, can I call your attention again to Gideon's performance there at the end? We have an issue here where we have to apply penalties if the eaters eat in a sloppy manner. But look at Gideon go down onto the table with his mouth, with his tongue, getting that debris.
Yeah, I think the deductions, I think there's definitely one for the spill on Darren and a little beard milk for OG, yes. But the deductions are so minor, a couple seconds, that these guys won with such a plumb and such distance. It's not going to impact the results.
Darren 226 plus the 2, Richard, it's 228. We've got Gideon 249 plus the 2 is 251.
Really amazing, George. And now let's step aside for a word from BetOnline.
Bring the Vegas gaming experience to the palm of your hand. Bet your favorite team, try your luck in a casino, or our poker room. The earliest sports lines and the biggest limits online. Lots of deposit options. Bet on live events as they happen. The next play, the next score. Get winnings fast or roll them into a parlay and win even more. Visit BetOnline today and see what millions of customers have experienced for over 20 years.
Welcome back to the Quarantine Challenge. We just watched the left side of the bracket. Let's move east. Throwing it over to George for the countdown and call.
Let's go on to round 2. Count it down with me from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And they're off, Richard. On the upper left is Joey Chestnut. Seems to be either sitting down or having a very high table. Sitting down, of course, not good for competitive eating. Joey eating the cookies individually. Take a look at Nick on the lower right, and Mickey and Michelle, and they're all sort of using the Joey Chestnut patented full palm push. But Joey does not look comfortable, Rich.
You know, Joey, I think, is I'm guessing at a bar. It looks like maybe some sort of alpha male trophy room. He's got his Hooters trophies back there. I see a dog on the right side of the screen. He's taking this one easy. I wonder if he thinks he can just sail and not sweat it.
He doesn't seem to be actually in sync to me, Richard. Right now, it seems to me that Nick is in the lead or Michelle is in the lead, finishing up that first column. But Michelle is eating very messily. This is going to be an issue. She's going to have to clean that up. But right now, Nick, he's actually in very good condition. He's moving, he's shaking, he's dancing. In fact, there's almost an intimate sort of nature to it, an intimacy in the way that he's moving, Richard.
Yeah, I mean, that's one lens into this. I go back to Michelle, and one thing that we talk about at the top of this show, we talked about the rules and the detritus and spillage. And I do already see detritus. If you look at her competitor, Joey, very clean.
If I can call your attention down to Nick right now, Richard, he is actually putting into, oh my glory. This is what I'm talking about. Out of discretion, I didn't mention it earlier. He's moaning and groaning, and it's a little awkward. See there, it's like a rhythm, it's like a dance, Richard. He's really into this, and definitely winning.
Well, muscle memory serves, I guess. Mickey's not far behind.
Mickey is right there with Nick, I would say head to head, and likewise with Joey and Michelle. Michelle actually a little bit ahead, but now the detritus on her table is very problematic. But now Mickey is actually ahead of Nick. Let's take a look at this. 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And take a look at Mickey. She's got this one right now. She's ahead. She's going for the milk, Richard. And Nick is now going for the milk, but Mickey has a second or two on. There goes the milk, Richard. The gallon is lifted.
Interesting, if you look up the left, there's Joey Chestnut still eating. If Nick and Mickey had played against Joey, they would have crushed him.
And now Nick has done it. He got Mickey on the milk. Mickey done as well. This is unbelievable.
How does it feel to be a winner, Nick Wary?
Feels like I won a marathon because all my other opponents passed out.
Take a look at Joey. He and Michelle neck and neck now. Michelle has him. Michelle Lesko has just beaten Joey on the cookies. She's done, but it's a mess up there, Richard. This is highly problematic. She's going to have to clean every bit of that detritus up. Joey's struggling, but he's moving quickly on the milk. Now she's trying to get the milk done. She's scooping it up. She's scooping it up. And she says she's done now, and Joey still has milk. But here's the problem with that. Joey coming in, and now Joey done 3+ seconds after Michelle. But the problem is, Richard, that detritus is not clean, and a lot of that milk on her shirt.
Yeah, I think she's going to be crying over that spilled milk.
In fact, I hate to say this because it was such a noble performance on her part, but take a look at this spill, okay? Take a look at that detritus. This is, under normal circumstances, she would be disqualified. Given the virtual nature of this, we have to assess her a 10-second penalty on that. There's no other way to do it, and certainly it would not be fair to Joey. So in this case, Joey is going to beat Michelle.
Well, I think that's conservative, and she almost looked like she was chuckling, almost an admission of defeat there. And Joey Chestnut, another story. Is this his Tom Brady 28-3 moment? We'll see, but Breeden and OG up top. Well, it's an early exit for the great Matt Stoney, but what an event it was. Breeden advances, OG as well. Wary takes down Mickey, and Joey hangs on. 4 eaters advance in the BetOnline Quarantine Challenge. Wager at betonline.ag and subscribe to MLE's YouTube channel. For George Shea and Dave Mason, I'm Rich Shea. Stay home, stay hungry.
That was an intense event. A lot went on. First off, Matt Stoney lost to Darren Breeden. Darren Breeden, I was not expecting to attack the food that fast. There was a close contest. Matt ate him quick, but he was suffering from the same thing as me. He was just a little bit slow and didn't attack the food. I was even worse than Matt. I was going against Michelle Lesko, and I was eating super slow. Watching the video, it was like I was eating slow motion. And Michelle was going vicious. She was going like a honey badger, and just eating like an animal. She went, and which is great, but she was making a mess. And so they gave her deductions, and it's a bummer to win due to penalties. But it's rules are rules. She broke them, and now all I can do is just look forward to the next event. Next event is 10 pounds of baked beans, and I am going against Nick Wary. He's never beaten before, but I need to just get my head in the game and not be lazy. That contest goes off today. It'll be aired on Major League Eating's YouTube live page starting 4 p.m. West Coast, 7 p.m. East Coast. and then I'll be posting the same type of video afterwards with my comments. But thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what I should do different.